The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome to the new channel. Born out of passion, we are a community that helps you be the new you. I'm Dr. Michelle Mras, live stream from the beautiful mountains of Colorado in the United States. You're watching Mental Shift. Well, hello to the United States and to the Philippines. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Well, tonight my guest is a treat. I can barely contain myself. He is so fun and happy, and he's everything that I love about being human. He's just a ball of joy. But tonight's episode, we decided we're going to call it Positivity, Persistence, and Productivity with OPM. And you're probably wondering what OPM is. Unless you've been in a seminar or somewhere he's spoken, you might not know what OPM is. Wait, you'll find out. But he's just a genius. I mean, he has this background where he came from the Philippines. He came from India with $7 in his pocket, and he sold encyclopedias. There's just so much about my guest tonight, because now he has made multi-millions doing what he does, and he's going to share with us tonight the secret to his success. His quote, I love this: "I have always believed in an individual's ability to shape the world around them through positive thoughts, enthusiasm, and selfless actions." Please welcome my friend, Vinney Chopra.
Hi there, Michelle. How are you, Dr. Mras? It's such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. I'm humbled to be on your show.
I'm humbled that you are on my show, because when I met you, well, I met you on a Zoom call, and then I met you at Walter's Millionaire Summit. And I have to tell a secret about you.
There's no secrets.
When the music was playing, he was on stage and he was dancing. I've got video of you dancing on stage before the lights came on. And
Yeah.
But what's so beautiful about Vinney is he has a true rags to riches story in America. He came here with $7 out of India as an engineer, right?
Yep.
Please share, because our show is called Mental Shift. And really, what brought you from India with $7? And what was that mental shift that brought you to who and what you do today? And we haven't told them that part yet.
Yeah, sure. Dr. Mras, I came from India. I always wanted to come to USA. It's amazing. Like in junior high school, I grew up in New Delhi in a very small apartment, 383 square feet apartment with 6 siblings, and just a humble beginning over there. But we really were studious, all the kids, all the children, siblings. And my dad, I owe it to him because he was the one pivotal person who wanted to hold a school after dinner every night, and that really instilled in us, really studying hard and doing well in school. So that's what kept me going. And I said, okay, in India, whether you become a doctor or an engineer, one of the two. So I chose the engineering part of it, went and did 5 years of engineering, mechanical engineering with emphasis in production degree. Worked for Larsen Toubro, Bombay, Reliance Group, which is one of the largest group now. And again, I wanted to come to USA at that time in the 70s, mid 70s. When I came here, you could only bring $7. I could have brought 10, 15 or 200, but my parents didn't want me to come. Oh, so I had a big hurdle to pass. My grandpa paid for my ticket. And he says, no, Vinney needs to go to USA. So that's how I came with $7.
Oh, you defied your parents. That's
Well, they
okay.
thought that I won't come back.
You
Literally.
have to step up. You had grandpa that helped you.
I know. And my grandpa was so visionary. My uncle had come here in the 60s, mid 60s, and my grandpa visited here in 71 or so, I remember. And he went to the school he wanted me to go to. So he was really a big, passionate person. I really, really respected my grandpa, grandma quite a bit. I used to be in summers, I would spend with them and not with my parents. And then both sides, mom and dad, grandparents were very loving, and I respected them and all. And I think this is the outcome of that respect, that
Oh, big time. I can't wait for the audience to hear more about what you do. So what was your mental shift coming to America with $7 with an engineering degree behind you, coming to America?
Actually, at that time, I was coming to do my MBA, Master's in Business Administration, in marketing. I thought engineering and marketing. Wow, what a great combination. And I said, it's going to be great. I'll make a good living in this land of opportunity. But little did I know, I had to earn money for tuition. I didn't want to be burdened on my uncle. So one of my friends said, Vinney, I sold encyclopedias and Bible books and cookbooks, children books, door to door. Would you like to go? And, not knowing anything, I had been here only 3 months from India, thick accent, everything. And I said, okay, I'll go, just like that. And that's what turned me around. I was knocking on the doors for 13 hours a day, 6 days a week. So 80 hours. If you complete 80 hours, not 40, but 80 in a week, you got a medal or a, special recognition, let's say. And then I just kept on doing that over and over, walking outside Atlanta, Georgia, and selling books and Bible books. Being a Hindu, I respect every religion. So I was selling, encyclopedias and books. What happened was it really changed my attitude about, I got hit by a lot of things and rejection and perseverance. And, I just kept on going. I said, I got to make it happen. And then I earned maybe 3,500 first summer, saved that much. I came second summer, to do it again, and brought some more students from George Washington University. And then third summer. So I did 3 summers in a row.
Talk about, positivity and perseverance. I mean, you kept going. That's a tough job. That's a lot of slam doors. And basically you learned the power of no and the power of yes.
You said, you're so right about it. It really transformed me, a mental shift wise. I said, oh my gosh, I love this so much, being in front of people, talking to them, and they were nice to me and all that. And I did make some sales. I said, hold on, am I an engineer or am I a salesperson? So I just said, let me just dig into this selling and relationship building profession. And that's what I did it. And I put my engineering after 5 years of studying into a box, and that box is still closed.
Oh, I giggle with you because I went to school for engineering and then moved to marketing
Oh,
because I thought
wow.
engineering was very numbers based, right? And I went,
Yes.
I like people.
Mhm.
How do I help people? So I went into marketing thinking I could use it with my engineering, and same thing, put it in a box and kind of pushed it aside and went into marketing. And I still use the numbers. I still use the methodology of,
Yes.
the variances of, something stable has to be able to give a little bit or it'll crumble. So I apply that in my life. I can't be rigid at everything because I'll fall. But if
Yeah.
you wiggle room a little bit, just like a building,
Yep. Yep.
right?
Yep.
You don't fall. That
No, you're so right about it. I mean, it just was a big mental shift. And your show is mental shift. I love it, because that's what it was. I had to make decision. Where would I take my career into? And I just loved that relationship building and getting rejected. It didn't bother me. I mean, that really, I was not the kind of person I'm today, but my company gave us 7 books, if I remember correctly, 7 books. Norman Vincent Peale's Magic of Thinking Big by W.J. Schwartz, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, Charlie Tremendous Jones' Life is Tremendous. And then there were 2, 3 more books. I don't come to my mind, but those were the books I had to read.
let's say those are power books.
Those were great books. Those were great books. For sure. Oh, The Greatest Salesman in the World. Hold on. That was the #1 book. The Greatest Salesman in the World. And it taught me selling through scrolls. These are different scrolls. One by one, you practice each day. And that's what really got me fired up. I remember way back, you're taking me 40 some years back. And that's what I remember. And I got better and better and better. And every 2 weeks, I think, or every week, we used to meet also for a sales meeting, awards banquet, I remember. And they would start giving trophies. And that's when they took my middle name out, Kumar, and in parentheses, they put smile. They said you're Vinney Smile Chopra. This is 47.
That's where you got your name. It's very suiting. It works very well for you. I just thought your name was Smile.
No. I know it just happened to be, and I just felt like, okay, I need to smile more. And I started smiling more, or whatever happened. And then in my all the like the signatures, right? I always put a smiling picture and Vinney Smile Chopra. So it's been with me for over 40 some years.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So you came $7 mechanical, engineer, right?
Yeah,
Not
mechanical engineering. Yeah.
mechanical engineer, sold Bibles and encyclopedias, read the books that you had to sell, and kept showing up. See, there's the power in that persistence that people don't realize. There's that positive attitude, but the positive attitude in the persistence of keep getting up, keep going.
Yeah.
Because then your productivity,
It comes through. It comes. It's that action. I always say that you got to move and you got to be enthusiastic, but you got to show up. Thanks for saying that. How many people really get up in the morning, I say, but they don't show up in the stage of life because they are so stressed out. They are unhappy. They're just not, within they are not that goal oriented. Or not everybody needs to be goal oriented, but we need to have passion, how to really live the life to the fullest, whatever people God has given or Almighty has dealt in our way. We got to use all those strengths that we have to make it and show up. Because when we show up and we are consistent and we are positive and we are persevering, things happen in life. I mean, I have gone from a very, very, very small position in an apartment with cockroaches. Actually, we got married. My wife came to Bowling Green, Ohio, and I remember she saw 3 cockroaches going around in the room. She says, "Where did I come? I had just gotten married." you know. But the thing is, then we moved to California, and that's where our life changed. This is 42 years back. We've been married 42 years, and we live in a nice area now in the Bay Area near San Francisco.
Well, we're about to talk about that because I would love to get from $7, multi-millionaire, successful business, multi-family home. That's where I want to go, because you are a rags to riches. People do, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't. You
Yeah.
came in and said, I have this. What can I do with it? I've got ambition, and I've got a smile I'm going to give. I'm going to just make the best of it. How did you go from $7 to multi-millions? That's what we're going to talk about in this show, because how you did it with OPM. Do you want to tell everybody what OPM is?
Yes. Actually, I would love to take you all through a phase of my life where OPM, actually, I discovered it about 15 years back.
Okay.
But then for about 30 some years, I was in a motivational speaking, fundraising consultant kind of district manager, shareholder in that field. A lot of people don't know about that. That's when I started. After I did these sales positions with the company, I said, you know what? I need to really get a full-time position. Otherwise, I'll be deported.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 1 year only, right? You can only work for 1 year. And if the company sponsors you, that is work you are working for, then you could stay longer for the work visa and all, right?
Okay. So you had another catalyst that made you move more.
There we go. That's so true, so true. And it's all perseverance. I'm so glad you mentioned it too. It took me a year and a half to get the visa to come to USA. Year and a half. So actually my persistence started in India, because the embassy kept on denying my visa always. I got admitted to George Washington University and some other universities, but they said, no, you will not go back to India, you will just stay in USA. They were right. but I persevered, in the sense I provided them every answer to every question they had. And I gave recommendation letters and everything. And I've been a very bona fide, good Samaritan for USA, also contributing, here, which they always want you to contribute. But the key thing is, after I done this sales, in my mindset, the engineering gave me the logic, just like you said, right? The numbers. I love numbers. I love crunching, Excels and this and systems. So I became a motivational speaker, but I was a failure. I was a total failure. Here, selling books, I was becoming very strong, made good money, saved money, and I was getting trophies. But when I got into a new profession of motivation speaking, it just didn't cut with me. Somehow, people were enjoying my jokes and other things, but it was not productive. But you got to really go back to basics. That's what I thought. I said, Vinney, why are you not where you want to be? And that's the real key to success in anybody's life, is that you got to really persevere, and you got to look introspectively. You got to look inside. It's not the outside that's going to change you. It's going to be the inside that's going to change us.
Yes.
And then I just try to look and emulate the top salespeople of that company. I traveled. I said, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And that's the real key to success, because anybody who wants to become anybody in the world, somebody's done it. Somebody's already there. So we need to just find those heroes and just try to look at what their habits are, what they do, and how they went through the down deep in the most all these failures. I mean, look at Thomas Edison, right? He went through so many thousands of time and failed, but then one time he invented the light bulb, right? It worked. And that's the seed. That's what I believe. Every time when I'm knocked down, I say, Vinney, no, there is a way. There is always a way to get things done correctly.
Oh, most definitely. And I love that. You need to persevere, dig deep, go inside because the change is inside,
Yeah.
and watch successful people and see what they do to get themselves out. That's why we write books, right? We share our failures, our falls, our get ups, our all of that. That's why people write books, to share their experience, not to brag, not to say, look what I did, you can't do it. We share them to say, if I can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things I love so much about Vinney is he got on stage and says, I have a lot of money. I have everything I want, but you can do it too.
Yeah.
There's power in that. And
there is a huge power in thinking positively. Of course, like the book I wrote, my wife is the one who really, I wrote my first book, Apartment Syndication OPM book, but my wife saw that and she says, that book is for limited audience. And she was saying, I've been married to you 38 years. This is about 4 years back. She says, you have been the most positive person. I want you to write a book on positivity.
Positivity brings profitability.
Profitability, yeah, that's the name of the book. And I started to write, Michelle, next morning, literally. But when I wrote it quickly in 4 months or 6 months, she didn't like it. She says, well, the first book was really good. So this year, 2022, I had the courage to go back and rewrite the book. So I'm very happy with the newest, edition of it. But I just wanted to mention that we all should find ways, we always say, find the silver lining to the dark cloud. See, everything has two sides to it. Doors have two sides. Coins have two sides. Everything in life has two sides to it. We should be looking at not the half empty glass, but look at the half full glass. And our life is also such. Our cells are designed, our thinking, our mind goes for the negatives more than the positives. It's just that through concerted effort, slowly, step by step, we could start looking at anything in a little bit brighter way. Even though it's the worst thing that happened, let's find why it happened and what good might come out of it, if at all. But the thing is, we live in the life on a daily basis in the past. Mm-hmm. And the past, which is bad or ugly or whatever. And then the whole news in the television and everywhere is so negative and doomsday, right? All those. And that's where I really believe, and I like to preach that let's be positive, because once you are positive, your world will change. People will love you more. They will come and invite you more. They'll come and talk to you more. And you'll be sending energy like anybody's business to your families, to your relationships, to your the business you're in. The employees will look at you in a different way. You'll be a much better person.
Yes, and we always share that, whatever you focus on is what you see, is what draws more. And the best way to explain that is when someone gets a new car.
Yeah.
You bought the new car because it's pretty. No one else has it. You're going to buy a white car. You drive off the lot. Suddenly, every car you see is that white car. So the same thing happens in life and business. Yeah. If you say, oh, my life is terrible, everything that happens with me is terrible, everything you see, everything you do will be terrible. Yeah. But in that terrible, if you find one smidgen of, life is really bad, but at least I have air in my lungs today.
Yeah.
Or at least I have someone who, I have my partner with me, with you. You've been together forever, right? I've got this one hold. You hold on to that one little thing and be gratitude of that one thing you can find. And then the next thing you know, you'll see more and
Yeah.
more and more. And that's kind of how Vinney and I travel through life is, yes, bad things happen, but look at this one good thing. This is really great.
Exactly, exactly. Our life, your life, everybody's life has ups and downs. Let's just accept them. I mean, the thing is, I always believe the worst things even happen in my lab or in my business or anything. I say, God gave me this for a reason. I got to accept it. I know I can get out of it or I can take care of it or why it happened, not blaming people, but finding solutions. See, if we are really thinking what happened to me had to happen, this is my philosophy. I always say, whatever is happening, good, bad, ugly, whatever, it's happening and it happened. Now let's find out what can we do to avoid it in the future or get out of the situation where we are in. That's the real respect. Then everybody around you respects you more because you have a level-headed mind. I always say, don't get utterly depressed when you get the negatives thrown at you, and don't get overly excited when life is like a rose. So it should be as balanced person as we can be, then you can really enjoy life in a blissful way.
Yes, understand that life is a roller coaster. There's ups, there's downs, but eventually if you're in a down, you're going to come up again. So be patient, find that glimmer of light that you can hold on to. Don't stay down. Now, you think about it. Vinney just shared the first part of his life. We have not even gotten to what he does. And you have no idea what he does unless you read the promo poster and see all the businesses that he has and all the things he does and the charities he has. He does so much. And you think, how does anyone do this? I don't have enough time in the day. You can find time when there's passion involved. Now, Vinney and I have been talking now for almost half an hour.
Yes, yes.
And the thing is we haven't gotten to what he does and how you can find him. And I want to put his website on right now so you can find him. When you find Vinney, go look at his website here, vinneychopra.com. You will find that he has written how many books? 20?
Well, no, not I've ebooks written lots of them, but my published books are 2, and the third one is coming, which is my Senior Living Investing Made Easy. Because as I don't know if we mentioned it or not, I'm 70 years young. I always say young because I just feel like that age is just a number. It's a number. It's what you really believe in your mind and what you have passion to accomplish. And with enthusiasm and positivity of even at 80, 90, I want to be like this. I know Botox might be doing some job, but I'm totally just like that. I know a little bit purple today. I don't know why.
You're purple because all of your books have purple on it and your books are all shining on you because all of his books have purple on them. Right?
Maybe my lighting is a little bit brighter or more.
Oh, no, now you're red. Don't do that.
No. I'll just keep it like that. No,
yes. We know that it's like you're just glowing purple. It's a royal purple. How about that?
Thank you. But you're right. Let's go to OPM. We discussed, you mentioned it. And again, OPM, to our audience, I'd like to talk.
Don't tell them yet.
Not yet.
We're going to go to commercial and we're going to come back from commercial.
Yes.
Then we'll tell them what OPM stands for.
Awesome.
And when he said OPM from that state, oh, by the way, I want to tell you, Vinney, you said that you went into speaking and then it didn't work out.
Oh no, I did.
Okay, because you're an inspirational speaker now. Every time I see you, I'm so excited. And I want to run out and do things.
I was actually doing fundraising for nonprofit and profit, raising thousands of dollars, not millions like I do now. But God was training me. Mm-hmm. God was training me because that's how we need to take every gift of God, our Almighty, whatever religion you are, you're practicing. But the key thing is what comes to you, you can make the best of it. And that's what I told my wife. I said, what? Now I'm in real estate, which is, where people will find out a little bit. But the key thing is God was preparing me, my, almighty, I call.
Yes. And I have to sneak in one thing before commercial. I was also in fundraising right before I became.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we have something else in common. I was a benefit auctioneer. I worked for.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But I was making money, thousands and
Yes.
thousands of dollars for nonprofits, because that's where my heart is. I wanted to
Yeah.
help people. So
Wow.
don't go away, everybody. Share this, because we're about to go into OPM as soon as we come back from commercial. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. Well, thank you for watching Mental Shift. Did you share this with someone you care about? Because it's about to get really juicy in this next half with Vinney Chopra. The show is about positivity, perseverance, and productivity with OPM, and we're about to find out what that is just after these commercials. So, did you know that TNC is a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go? Please watch all our shows as you see here on the screen. Pick one. One of them is going to connect with you. And imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but TNC makes it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our vision is to become a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Continue to watch Mental Shift Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and Wednesdays 10:30 a.m. in the Philippines. You can also watch the replays via Facebook or YouTube. Please follow us on Instagram and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You just have to search hashtag TNC Now. For sponsorships, please email now@thenewchannel.com or send a direct message to The New Channel. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them just for you. And welcome back to Mental Shift, and I'm Dr. Michelle Mras. Tonight's guest is Vinney Chopra, and we're about to find out what OPM is all about.
Oh, it's so wonderful, so wonderful. Congratulations on this great TV show. Yeah.
Oh, it's been fun. We started this back during COVID and everything.
Ah, wow, wow. So just for 2 years, and just wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, what's OPM?
All right. Okay. Well, when we say OPM, it's O, P, and M as alphabets. I know when we say OPM, that's like
No,
smoking. It's not that at all. Not that at all. But OPM, it stands for other people money. Wow. You might say, what, Vinny? What are you talking about? Well, what I found out was when my wife and we moved to Bay Area, San Francisco, our friends were in real estate. And here I was a promotional consultant, fundraiser and, a motivation speaker and all. And they were in real estate, good friends. And they said, Vinny, you might like to invest in a single family home. And with the rent, you're able to pay the mortgage and so forth. And there'll be so much money left over at the end of the year. And they were right. So we kept on buying single family homes. But then we found, okay, if something broke in that house, a garage or something, or some appliance, then there goes the whole money, for the cash flow and so forth like that. So that's when we were able to have single family homes. Then about 15 years back, I discovered I wanted to do scaling up the business in real estate. And that's when the whole mental shift came to my mind. How can I scale up? And I came with the concept of OPM. And as a matter of fact, in simple words, I would love to explain to the audience.
please.
OPM is actually other people's money in stock market in every aspect. If you're buying a stock of Google or Amazon, it's people are buying the share and they're giving the money to the company. That's what it is. And if they're buying 100 shares, they're paying full price for that. And the money gets, given to the company to start a company or to build a company, or aeroplane like American Airlines stock. If somebody gives money to them, they buy new aeroplanes, right? And so all this whole world is surrounded with OPM, other people's money, your money, my money, everybody's money. So that's the concept I understood about 15, 16 years back. Yep, 16 years back. And what it was in USA, it's called syndication. So if anybody would like to kind of just get the meaning of syndication, what that means in a simple way, it's a legal term, syndication or OPM. It's pooling of the money together of the like-minded people to invest into any company for profits. That's all it is. So it's the like-minded people who would like to put their, savings or their retirement funds or anything together in a common cause in a company, so that the sponsor, that's a new word now, sponsor who collects all this money like Vinney, Chopra and others, they are able to invest that money into a deal, a real estate deal, or could be hotels, could be, crypto, could be anything and anything, right? Or could be, I'm just thinking about mobile home parks, storage units, apartments, all these things, developments. So that is the art of collecting money, other people's money, into an LLC, a limited liability corporation, which is a legal structure. And in USA, at least, we have SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, which is a wonderful government agency, which is a watchdog to really look after the interests of the investors. They want to make sure that there are no Ponzi schemes going on. I mean, there are some, Ponzi scheme once in a while you could discover, but everything is rightfully done, legally done, so that the investors are protected. they are protected, and the transparency and honesty and everything, legality, has to be in the whole structure is the word, to collect the money rightfully and then invest it rightfully into different investments. And as you are doing, the profits of the investment are shared. In my case, in my companies, I took the route of 70% of all the profits I give to my investors, and 30% stays with our general partnership for getting loans and managing the asset, finding the asset, and things like that.
So you started with single family, then decided to expand. What
Yes.
was the first thing you bought after single family?
Good point. Good point. Actually, duplex. Can you believe? Because multifamily, we call it is duplex, triplex, fourplex. We still own it in Texas. We still own it, and it's a nice money coming in. But then after that, I bought 14 units for $180,000. So these were like 14 apartments in a U. The building was like in a U, and then they were, I think, like 5 and 5 and 4 in the backside right there. So 14 units. And now I find out we sold it for 380,000 in Amisha, but it's worth 1.8 million now. 1.8 million. So the person who bought it from me, 10 years back or 12 years back, I don't know if they kept it, but I found out lately that it's worth 1.8 million now, those 14 units. But the exciting part is, I would love to mention to the audience, it's a wonderful world, because like we were having single family homes scattered in different states, different cities, and the management, what charges money to manage them. We live in California. We didn't want to bog down or anything. But when I heard about multifamily or apartments, it, as a engineer, it just made sense to me. It just light bulb came on right away. Oh my gosh, instead of 20 homes or 14 homes, we could have 14 dwellings, apartments, and we can have one manager or half a time manager collecting the rents, and maintenance person to take care of all the needs, half time. That's when we got into then 109 units, then 80 units, then 200 units, then 500 units, and 7,500 units. Oh my gosh, 7,500 apartments.
Well, and I'm thinking right now, the audience is like, I can't afford that. I can't get a multifamily anything. I don't even have a house to buy, that mentality. And you shared something from stage at the Millionaire Summit about banks want to loan you the money.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about that?
I would love to. See, the thing is, in stock market, when we buy a Google stock, we have to pay, if it's $1,000, I don't know how much it is now, but you have to pay the full price for that stock, or Amazon or Apple or anything. Or if you want to even buy a product, you could do a financing, but you have to pay the price over the years. In real estate, the exciting thing is the leverage. What that means is that banks say, oh, I like this property. And we show them the profit and loss statements, the rent roll and everything. And the bank says, you know what, we'll go in partnership with you, give you 70% of the loan. What? The biggest portion of the 100% of the purchase price, you just bring 30% down, and we'll give you the 70% at a small interest rate, which I've gotten as low as 2.89%. and 3% and 5%, and now it's a little bit higher. But the key thing is, they say just pay the principal down in the payments from the rents you collect, but equity gain, if the property goes from 100,000 to $1 million, they don't want any equity gain at all from me. That will be all my investors and mine. So that really made sense to me. I said, what? I mean, people are able to give me the money for down payment, which that's what the OPM is now. And then I take the loan from the bank in my name, So my investors don't get into that at all. And then the bank says, okay, just from the rents, keep on paying the bill. I mean, the mortgage. And then when we sell the property or refinance it, when the value has gone way high, bank says, give my loan back. That's all I need. Nothing else.
You keep the rest.
You keep the rest.
So it behooves you to whatever you purchase to keep it up, keep it nice.
Keep it nice and clean. And like MONEIL is our company's name. Our daughter name is Monica and our son's name is Neil. So we
MONEIL.
combine the two. So MONEIL is our brand, MONEIL.
Well, you have MONEIL Senior Living and Multi, right?
Yes, MONEIL Investments Group, MONEIL Management Group, MONEIL Senior Living, MONEIL Hospitality, MONEIL Mining. So everything MONEIL, MONEIL Multifamily Education Academy, all these things.
It's beautiful. Well, and it sounds so simple that it's terrifying that it's that simple because we don't think about it. But people like you have thought of that and went, hey, wait a minute, let's capitalize on that because that is how, well, at least America works other people's money.
Totally.
And you're already being charged the interest rates and things like that through the banks and everything. You might as well see if you qualify to
Yes.
do something like this. And you don't have to start big.
No,
You
you
can start a duplex, like Vinney said, duplex.
don't.
And what's beautiful about it, this is where my big aha came from. From stage, Vinney said, I bought a duplex. One of the duplexes paid for the mortgage, that the payment of that loan. So he only needed one person in there at all times.
Yeah.
So when people would move and come out, as long as there was always one, it was always paid. It never came out of his pocket. Imagine all you could do if you could get a duplex, just one.
That's it. Duplex or triplex with 3 units, 3 people living, and fourplex. Those are everybody. I that's my biggest ambition in life is everybody should have a side hustle, I call it. Even though we are busy in our jobs and everything, 9 to 5 and all, but when we are having a little bit extra time in the evening or weekends, put that to productivity. Put that into looking through, your area. And it's not that hard at all to find a duplex and then finding a person in your family. Maybe you have grandma, uncle, aunt who are retired, but they have money, but the money's not making much money at all for them in the, savings account or like that, with inflation of 9% in USA and all across the world. Also, we are losing money. $100 is not worth the same $100 next year. It's going to be worth $93. So that's why I believe OPM, other people's money, if you find a good way to share with them, this is what I want to buy, this duplex or fourplex, all these rents will amount to this, and this is the loan. There is extra money, profits, and I would love to share the profits with you. 70%, 30% I'll keep, but you give me the down payment. Look at that. So people would love to give you their money. That's how I'm able to raise millions of dollars now. I used to raise just 100,000, 50,000. Now within 8 hours, 10 hours in a day, I can raise $10 million from my investors. I mean, they're always looking for the next deal and next deal. I've done 40 deals, almost over 800 million worth, of these acquisitions. And once you kind of share with them the foolproof way and legal way, how they're protected, and also how they can get the tax benefits. Michelle, that's the other part.
Huge. Yeah.
Huge. Tax benefits are amazing in USA. I know abroad also. You will please check out in your country, in your state. The key thing is tax laws are so good for the investments in real estate because that brings so much economic power to any country, real estate. Yeah.
Well, and I know the audience is probably also thinking, well, during COVID, there are a lot of people losing their homes. A lot of people lost their jobs. How did you handle something like that?
Very good point. Very good point. Actually, we are a very strong company. We are vertically aligned. Other words, at the peak, I had 153 people, full time payroll and everything. But we worked with the residents. That the passion, compassion, and then the government of USA also helped people like us, owners, because they gave us, a reprieve
Yeah.
actually to give the money to our I would say residents, never say tenants, and we worked with them. And my community managers filled out forms on computers for our residents. And we had delinquencies go up higher, of course, but the key thing was we knew there'll be solution for it. So it's good to just hang around, I guess is the word, and being strong. We didn't go into any foreclosures or nothing at all. We just rode that whole COVID. Yeah.
So basically, like you said, whenever things go really bad and it looks really bad, you look for the silver lining, and you found a really big silver lining when, you know what, we've got this. We'll just keep riding this.
Exactly.
And people stayed in their homes, and you kept your homes, and
Yes.
you're still making money. And it's all with OPM. And did you hear how he said that? He found other people, maybe in your sphere, find people in your sphere who have money that's sitting there losing equity, losing money, not equity, losing
The
money
power
or
or
fees and things like that, and put it in something where the tax shelter will help you.
for sure.
Multifamily homes.
It's amazing. It's totally amazing. Multifamily or apartments is another word for it. It's a great way because, just like you said, Michelle, in the duplex, if one person leaves, the other is still paying the rent. So you will never go wrong. Fourplex is even better, or triplex too, because then you have double surety. If one person leaves, if it's a single family home, by the way, rental, if one person leaves, you have to pay the mortgage.
A big one.
Money has to come from you then. That's what just stuck with me 17 years back. I said, we'll sell all our single family residence rentals, which we did, by the way, 2017. I think we sold all of them. And we just have one duplex, which started us, in our business. And then now we are into 200, 300, 350 units. And from a little boy that came from India, with $7, I'm buying $53 million deals. I can't believe it. I'm just looking at a $76 million deal today. We're looking at in Florida, so I think the life is such, but it's only because of OPM. It's totally because of OPM. Even though we had money, like 8 years back, we started the new company, MONEIL. And my wife said, I don't know if it's going to be successful. So we just took $1,000 from our savings, $1,000, and then raised rest of the money, always. So last 8 years, we have grown our business so much because we have given returns to our investors, 20% per year returns, 25%, 40% returns per year. Here, they are getting only 2% in the past in a checkbook or something, right, from the bank. But so by giving good track record, the investors told their more friends and more friends and more friends. So from zero or one investor, we have 530 investors now, 530 who are very rich people. They are entrepreneurs, they are doctors, attorneys, IT professionals, and they have been watching and, putting money into so many deals that we have done, right? Yeah.
Well, and the bottom line is you're a good person who takes care of the people who trust in you. And that's the key. People do, well, I'm just going to do that and I'm going to run. No, it won't work. It won't work that way.
No.
The reason why Vinney is growing is because he's a good man who thinks about the benefit of others while he's doing this whole business. He's not, he does it, fairly and equitable, and uses the SEC to protect them. And there's a lot of things that are happening.
Yeah.
But as Vinney says, and he says it in his books, which books do you have? If you want to hold those up again.
Oh, I would love to. Now, this is a great book, by the way, and we are giving a free audio copy and digital copy to your audiences all across the world. I know people can get this. Just go to apartmentsyndicationmadeeasy.com.
Oh,
Apartmentsyndicationmadeeasy.com. Right
can
there.
they find it?
Or
Can they
go
find
to,
it on VinneyChopra.com?
yeah, it is vinneychopra.com/free book. You could just go vinneychopra.com, this website, and slash free book. Free book.
Okay,
Free
remember
book.
that his
Yes.
name
Yes. And
/ free book,
free book.
because we have not even touched the beginning. I mean, this is the very tip of what Vinney is sharing. And now this other book is The Positivity Brings
Brings
Profitability.
profitability. Yes. I would like to give this to 1 million people for free. Audio is already, you could just, I can send it to you and you can pass it on. Michelle, if it's okay, we could put it on your website and people can, they don't even have to give any phone numbers or emails, nothing. But they could just take the audio, 2 audios. I did it. One from, good poised voice and one young voice. So I wanted to do both of them. I'll love to have my team send the link for that.
Oh,
My
yes.
third book is coming, as I mentioned in the podcast, in our show today. I'm 70. I'll be 71 next year. But seniors living investing. So there is a silver tsunami going on in USA and across the world, as we know, because 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night, every single night. 10,000, and about 4,000 are turning 70, and about 3,500 turning 80. So I'm very passionate to build assisted senior living and memory cares all across USA to start with. A lot of people are asking us to build outside the USA also, but that's what I'm really passionate. And then buying hotels is another big one. NFTs, metaverse, all these different companies, the QuickBooks, which is the Scarlet books on the artificial intelligence, and a lot of things fascinate me. Even at this young age of 70, I'm a very curious man, and I want to be in this and this and this and this and this. ATM machines, I'm in there. I just found out one boutique medical startup fund I invested. They did something and it's going to be worth 400 million. I couldn't believe it. I just found out yesterday, and I just invested 250,000 only in that. So all these things, and my cybersecurity company, which is doing so great, I'm just baffled.
Well, it's because you live life so fully, and then you see good, and more positivity comes in your direction. It's you're a magnet. And so that's why I wanted to share you on my show to all the viewers, because there is magic in being positive and being having that perseverance and having that tenacity to keep going. It doesn't matter where you are. If you keep getting up, you will
Yes.
find a way. And if you can get yourself through your fear box of, I can't go into a bank and ask for money for this duplex or this triplex, they'll never give it to me.
No. See, you got to ask. And the good part is, please just Google Vinney Chopra. You'll come across so many videos where I talk about, in very simple terms, how to approach, what to do, all those things. And YouTube channel also. Now we just started TikTok also, got big time followers coming in, and then Instagram and Facebook and different groups. And then I do have an academy where I coach also, because I'm doing things every day. So it's fun for me to show up on Wednesday nights at 4:00, 4 to 5:30, and coach other investors around.
Is that in Pacific time, 4:00?
4:00 Pacific. Yes.
You definitely find Vinney Chopra, Chopra.
Yes.
And then / and you will get
free book, or you could do Academy, or you could do Invest. So everything is on my website, vinneychopra.com.
Yeah. Basically, you put his name down, you'll see his face on like the first 20 pages of Google. Okay. You cannot miss him. And what's amazing is you will always meet the same man, this smiling, happy man who's
Uh,
willing to share. So we are down to the nitty gritty, the last minute of our show. And I would love for you to say one last bit of information. What would you like to share besides go get your free book? Vinney, what would you like to share with them in our
You
last
know,
30
I
seconds?
would say, please, please, please look at this, broadcast and be positive, a little bit more positive after this show, and also dig into how can you get a duplex if you have not gotten, single family, you're living or apartments, but try to get, rental, get into real estate somehow.
Yes. And remember, if you don't ask, the answer is no.
No,
So
yeah.
you might as well ask and find out. And as Vinney has learned, from $7 coming to America to multi-millions and all the goodness that has come in his world, if he can do it, he says, you can do it too.
Do
So
it.
follow suit, go be the best version of you, be unapologetic, and go see what you can get out of this world of OPM in this whole world of money.
Yes.
Have a great week, everyone. Vinney, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you. Thank
Everyone,
you. It's
I
such
love
a
you.
pleasure.
Be well, and we'll see you next week.